We're going to start today in a comfortable seated position for our Valentine's Day practice. So I'm going to take my glasses off in a minute. I'm just reached that age where I'm going to read something to you, and I need my very focus to be able to look down and then look up at you guys. So assume a comfortable position this morning, my lovely. So if any of you are desperate for a lie down, feel free to lie down, and I'll tell you when to join us in a seated position. So if you do need to have a rest this morning, show yourself a little bit of TLC and lie down. If not, comfortable seated position, you can always pop a block, a blanket, a cushion underneath your bottom. Beautiful. So it's Valentine's Day today, sharing the yoga love. Thank you so much for coming this morning. And I'm just going to start our practice with the words of John O'Donoghue, who's an Irish poet, who was an Irish poet, I should say, he passed away. And he wrote about love. There is a lovely idea in the Celtic tradition. If you send out goodness from yourself, or if you share that which is happy or good within you, it will come back to you multiplied 10,000 times. In the kingdom of love, there is no competition, there is no possessiveness or control. The more love you give away, the more love you will have. And I'll leave it at that. I think that's beautiful. So a nice heart-opening practice, of course, to celebrate Valentine's Day today. So we're going to start with a little pranayama, a little breath sequence, where we're going to visualize the breath traveling up and down the front of the body using the heart as our kind of focus point. So you can have your hands resting on your knees, you can rest them in your lap. If you're lying down, you can have your hands resting alongside you. You can even have one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Maybe close the eyes or just settle the gaze to a point just in front of you. And take a moment to feel yourself arriving on your mat this morning. And take a couple of almost like landing, grounding breaths. Feeling the weight even across your sitting bones. If you're seated, a nice upright posture, but there's a softness around the shoulders, a softening of your face. And just bring your awareness to your heart, center of your chest, your yogic heart, center of your chest there. Anahata in Sanskrit. And if you're into visualization, the color associated with this energy center of our body is a beautiful emerald green. So if you want to visualize that color at your heart space, feel free to do so. The center of all that is loving, kind, all those wonderful positive emotions. So maybe trying to channel those at this difficult time. Focusing on the love. So we'll start with our little pranayama. Nothing to do apart from visualize, nothing complicated. So let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose when you're ready. And a nice softening of the breath out as you exhale through the nose. Next time you inhale, inhale from the crown of your head down to your heart. Just picture that. And as you exhale, exhale from your heart to the ground. Inhaling up from the ground to your heart. And exhale up from the heart to the crown of your head. Inhaling from the crown of the head down to your heart. Exhaling from your heart down into the ground. Inhaling from the ground up to your heart space. And exhaling up from your heart to the crown of your head. Inhaling from the crown to the heart. And exhaling from the heart to the ground. Inhaling up from the ground, up to your heart. And exhale up from the heart to the crown of your head. We'll do that just once more. So inhale down from the crown of your head, down to your heart space. As you exhale, drop that breath from your heart down to the ground. Inhaling up from the ground, all the way up to your heart, growing tall through the spine, and exhale finally from your heart to the crown of your head. And bringing one hand and then the other to your heart space. Doesn't matter which hand is on top. Soften the shoulders, drop your chin down towards your chest. And take a couple of breaths there, bringing the breath into both hands there, your heart space. Center of loving kindness, love, gratitude, all those positive emotions. Lovely. So on your next inhale, open the arms out into a nice wide V shape. Reach up on the diagonal. Open the eyes, open the heart, lift the chin. And as you exhale, hands come to heart, chin comes to chest, but we keep that lovely leg through the spine. Round of the head pointing up. And again, inhale, open up, be really spacious. Spread the fingers, open the heart, lift the chin. Exhale, hands to heart, chin to chest, keeping that lovely upright posture. Just once more, inhale, out and wide on the diagonal. Lift up through the center of your chest. And exhaling, hands to heart, chin to chest. And then lifting the chin, we'll just bring the fingertips down to the floor, just alongside the hips. I'm going to get rid of my glasses now, I can see you. So you're going to reach the right arm out to the side. And then bring that right hand across to your opposite shoulder. Lovely. Trail your fingertips across your collarbones, reaching all the way back out to the side. And then up and over into a nice side stretch. Weight dropping down through the sit bones, reaching up nice and tall, and then bringing the right hand down to the floor. Other side, left arm reaches out to the side. And then you'll stretch in the back of the heart as you bring the hand across to the opposite shoulder. Trailing those fingertips across the collarbones, open out nice and wide. And then a lovely side stretch over to the right, reaching up nice and tall. And then fingertips find the floor. Let's add the breath. Right arm extends. Inhale. Exhale as it comes across to opposite shoulder. Inhale, trailing the fingertips across the collarbones, and exhale all the way up and over. You can look up towards the ceiling. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fingertips finding the floor. Lovely. Left side, reaching out nice and tall. Exhale as you little stretch in the back of the heart, hand across opposite shoulder. Inhale, reaching out to the side, and all the way over. Lovely. Let's do one more. Inhaling up. And exhaling down, one more each way. So sitting up nice and tall, find that stretch across the chest. And then a little stretch across the back of the heart. Open up across the chest as you reach out to the side. Inhaling, exhaling, all the way up and over. Lovely. Reaching up nice and tall as you inhale. Fingertips to the floor. Lovely. Last time with the left arm out to the side. And then all the way across. A little stretch on the back of the shoulder. Fingertips trailing across the chest. And last time, rooting down through the sit bones, reaching up and fingertips finding the floor. Lovely, both arms lift, inhale. And as you exhale, we'll bring the hands behind you, fingertips finding the floor, or you can even drop down onto your palms, depending on how your wrists or your shoulders feel. Let's squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another, open up through the chest. You can lift your chin, but try and avoid the chest, the head dropping back. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Push down into the hands, and as you exhale, soften and release. So twice more. Inhale, push the floor away, lift the chest, maybe lift the chin. You can even sigh the breath out through the mouth as you exhale and just release that stretch. Just once more. Really nice opening through the chest. And exhale, soften. Keep the hands where they are. If you've got your legs crossed, give a little bounce of the knees, and then we'll recross them the opposite way, the way that feels a little bit funky there. Lovely. Hands coming to the heart this time. A little bit of energy between your palms. So you're sending your elbows out left and right. So press the palms together. I'll turn my hands onto the side so you can see them. As you inhale, keep pressing the palms together, but spread your fingers really wide. And as you exhale, bring the fingers together, back to prayer. So inhale, fan the fingers, keep pressing the palms together. Nice stretch for the wrist. Go easy on this one, Ken. And as you exhale, close the fingers. Once more, inhale, big fan out through the fingers. Great to stretch the wrist and the chest. And exhale, close the fingers, interlace the hands, push the palms all the way up, take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, drop the arms, level with the shoulders, chin to chest, and hug the belly button to spine. Get a lovely stretch through the upper back of the heart space. Inhale, push the palms up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, let's bring the hands all the way back down to the heart, elbows left to right, push the palms together. Inhale, spread the fingers, keep pressing the palms together. Exhale as you close the fingers together. Lovely. Once more, inhale, spread them wide. And exhale, interlace the hands. Inhale, arms reach up, push up through the base of the index finger. And as you exhale, let's round the back, pushing the palms forwards. Sitting up nice and tall as you inhale. And as you exhale, hands come all the way back down to the heart. We're going to add on. So chin stays in line with your fingertips. Thumbs stay glued to the center of your chest. Take a nice inhale as you lift up through the spine. And as you exhale, take a little twist to the right. So remembering chin stays over fingertips, thumbs to heart space, not a big move. Inhale to center. Exhale, take that twist to the left. So we're not letting the elbows pull us round. We're really inhale back to center, using those postural muscles around the back to move us from left to right. Lovely. One more each way. Lovely. Inhaling to center. This time as you exhale to the right, we're going to pause and release the arms. So left hand can come to your right knee, or one hand in front, one hand behind. Try and use that back hand to help prop you forwards on your sit bones. And if you feel yourself leaning back and slumping, leaning into that hand, you can always wrap that right hand around your lower back and kind of take temptation away. You might want to turn your head, look over your shoulder if that's comfortable in the neck. Beautiful. Let's come back to center, bringing the hands back to the heart, elbows left to right, press the palms together, take an inhale. Exhale, we'll take that twist to the left, and then we'll release the arms. Right hand can come across to opposite knee or thigh. Other hand can be behind you, helping prop you forwards and up on your sitting bones. And again, you might start to turn your head, see how your neck feels. Try not to drop your chin. So if you are turning your head, try not to dip your chin down. You're keeping the chin level with the floor. Beautiful. We'll come all the way back through center. Find your way onto all fours. So you can either plant your hands and roll over your ankles, or uncross everything, and we'll come onto all fours. We're going to come straight into a child pose. So you can either just sink your hips back towards your heels, walk your arms forwards, or maybe support your head, one hand on top of the other. If you want a little stretch for the back of the heart, you can try this variation, coming onto your elbows, so elbows nice and wide, palms together again. We bring our forehead down towards the floor, and your thumbs come towards the back of your head, or maybe the base of your neck. And as you push your hips to your heels, think about stretching your elbows forwards on the diagonal. So elbows are pressing down and towards the top corners of your mat. So you maybe feel a widening across your upper back there. So whatever position your arms in, outstretched, supporting the head. Try and think about sending your shoulder blades from left to right as we take a couple of nice deep breaths there. If, like me, you've got your elbows out to the side, you're pressing those elbows down and towards the top corners of your mat. One more breath there into the back of the heart space. And then lengthen the arms out in front of you. And we'll walk the hands back until we're sitting in hero pose. If hero isn't right for your knees, you can always just stretch your legs out in front of you, or even come onto all fours. So fingertips finding the floor again, sitting up nice and tall, and really think about taking the shoulders away from the ears. Lovely. We're going to drop the chin down towards your chest, and think about lifting your breastbone towards your chin as your chin tucks in towards your breastbone. Lovely. So there's a little uplift, a little meeting of those two areas. And then roll your chin to the right. So right ear towards right shoulder. Press down into those left fingertips. Nice stretch through the neck. Roll the chin back through center. And then over to the left, pressing into the left fingertips. The right fingertips, sorry. One more each way. Chin to chest. Right ear to right shoulder. Pressing into the left fingertips. Oh, that feels nice. And all the way back through center, lifting chest to chin, chin to chest, and then all the way over to the left, pressing into right fingertips. Lovely. Let's roll the chin back down towards your heart, lift your heart towards your chin, chin dropping down towards your heart. And then release, lift the chin. We'll place the right hand down to the floor alongside you. Just nudge your hips over to the left. I'm going to reach that left arm over the head. Lovely. We've got the option to stay there, just opening up some space in the side body, or if you want, lift the hips And take that left leg out to the side, big toe roughly level with the knees. We're in a side plank there. Push the hips forwards, reaching all the way from the fingertips down to the outside edge of that foot. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, knees come together and we bring that arm across the face back into our hero pose, ready for the other side. So you might be tight for space on one side, so you can adjust, left hand down. Nudge your bottom to the right. Right arm stretches all the way across, upper arm alongside the ear. Option to stay there, or again, we lift the hips and extend the right leg out this time. So big toe roughly level with the knee, push the hips forwards, lifting ear towards upper arm. I'm a bit tight for space there, sorry Buddha. Giving his ear a little rub there, must be lucky. And then slowly take one more inhale. Exhale, knees coming together, right hand sweeps in front of the face. Lovely. Let's find ourselves onto all fours this time, settling hands under shoulders, knees under hips. You can give the hands a little shake there. Turn of the wrist, press it into the hands. So you're trying almost to slightly round your upper back there. We're not collapsing into the shoulders. Beautiful, taking the gaze forwards. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, bring the heart forwards. Lovely cow pose. And exhale, round up. So we're sending the shoulder blades left to right, rounding the back. Closing the eyes here. Inhale. Heart beaming forwards, keep pressing into your hands. Exhale, really feel that lovely rounding through the upper back as you bring your chin towards your chest. Let's do that twice more. So you might be moving faster or slower than me. Absolutely fine. If you're feeling a little bit tight across the chest, take the hands a little wider apart. See how that works for you. Lovely. Let's come to a lovely tabletop position when you finish that last round. So just bringing your hands back underneath your shoulders if you widen them. Bowing up through the belly. Now bring your right hands to your heart and think about moving from that space now as you twist to the right. So you're turning your heart to the right. Think about bringing the crown of the head and the chest forwards and reach that right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. So I'm not dropping the weight back towards my heels. I'm thinking about leaning my weight slightly forwards. Lovely. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, let's thread the needle. Bring that right arm underneath, reaching out to the left. Lovely. Inhale as you open up. Shine your heart towards the right. Reach the right arm up. Exhale as you reach the arm underneath. Lovely. We're going to hold this next time. So remember to bring the chest and the crown forwards as you reach up. And try and keep the weight forwards a little way now as you bring the arm underneath. So you're going to settle yourself down onto the side of the temple. Take a little moment there. Shift the weight forward slightly. Now you can keep the left hand by your face or take hold of the side of your mat. So your left hand is holding the left side of your mat. Now try and tug the mat away from your face and lean the body weight slightly towards the right. So you're leaning into that right shoulder and the left arm is pulling the mat away from you. You can straighten that left arm. You can play with the position of the hands, tugging the mat away from you, taking it slightly higher. Lovely. Just feel a deepening stretch between the shoulder blades. Lovely. And then bringing that left hand down just alongside the face, pressing into the hand. As you inhale, take that right arm all the way up towards the ceiling and exhaling, circling it forwards towards the top of your mat. Tuck the toes under. You're going to drop the weight back towards your heels in a one-arm puppy pose. Now have a little play with that. We can bend the left arm and just rest your forehead down on that left forearm. You can make a fist and rest your forehead on that left fist. You can just relax there and let the palm and the forearm of that right side just settle, or come onto tented fingertips like me. A little bit more energy, pressing the fingertips forwards and down as you hug your hips towards your heels. Take a couple of breaths into the right side of the body there. Lovely. And then slowly, slowly sliding both hands underneath the shoulders, lifting back up into all fours, flattening the feet. Let's try that on the left side. So left hand to the heart, turning from that space, so heart and chest turning to the left. Shift the weight forward slightly and then reach that left arm all the way up into a lovely twist. Beautiful. So sometimes the weight starts to drop back. So crown of the head and chest forwards. Take an inhale. Thread the needle as you exhale. Keep the weight forward slightly as you reach the left arm underneath. Lovely, twice more. Inhaling, opening the heart, reaching up nice and tall. Exhale as you shift all down your thread needle. I can feel that this morning. This next one we're going to hold. So reaching the arm up and try and keep the weight slightly forwards now as you thread the left arm underneath, coming down onto the side of the temple there, side of the shoulder. Now, right hand you can keep exactly where it is, elbow pointing up towards the ceiling, hand planted. Or take hold of the side of your mat. Might be alongside your face. You might take the arm out straight, coming towards the top of your mat. Try pulling the mat away from you and leaning a little bit more towards the left. So I can feel a deepening stretch between my shoulder blades. If that's not for you, keep your hand on the floor and that elbow, right elbow pointing up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. If like me, you've got your hand pulling on your mat, let's all release that. Bring the hand alongside the face. Big breath in to take that left arm all the way up in that twist. And exhale, we'll circle it forwards to the top of the mat. Tuck the toes. Shift the weight back towards your heels. So it's like a little one-arm puppy pose. Bending that right elbow so you can rest your forehead on your forearm or make a fist. You can drop that left arm that's resting on the palm and the forearm, or like me, pressing your fingertips forwards and down, feeling a little bit more energy through that left side. So whatever serves you today. Breathing into the left side of the body. Lovely stretch from hips to fingertips. Beautiful. And then sliding that left hand back. Let's find our way back onto all fours, keeping the toes tucked under this time, ready for downward dog if you wish, or stay on all fours today. Do perhaps a cat-cow, or stretch one leg back and then the other. If you're joining me, take an inhale as you lift your heart. And as you exhale, let's start to grow up into that downward dog, lifting the hips up and back. And we'll start that little movement through the feet, pressing one heel down and back and then the other, slowing it down to match our breath. And trying to relax the head there, so maybe give the head a little shake, finding a comfortable position for your head. Some people like to look between their thumbs. I like to look straight down at the mat. Others like to look back between their heels. So find a position that works for you. Beautiful. And then let's pause in that little pedaling. Just pop a bend in the knees. If you can wiggle your hips up and back, elongating out through the sides of the body there. And keeping that length through the sides of the body, length through the back, you might think about straightening the legs down and dropping the heels towards the earth. Or this morning, keep a nice deep bend in the knees, sending your rib cage back towards your thighs. Beautiful. And from there, we're going to soften the knees and pad your hands back to your feet. So we come into a forward fold at the back of your mat there. Generously bend your knees. You can cradle your elbows there, so your upper arms frame your ears. And have a little sway, moving from the waist rather than your elbows, pulling you wildly from side to side there. Lovely. And then let's let go of the elbows, let the arms dangle. Keep a softness in the knees, keep the chin tucked in towards your chest. Roll your way slowly up, keeping that lovely rounding through the spine as you rebuild yourself, coming up nice and tall. Lovely. I'll come round to face you. So a little softness in the knees there, feet about hip width apart. We're still at the back of the mat. Beautiful. We're going to bring the arms out level with the shoulders, the palms up towards the ceiling. So thumbs dropping back, little fingers up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. So we're going to take that right arm all the way up and over into a lovely side stretch. Come back to that lovely openness through the chest, like the angel of the north. And then left arm comes all the way up and over. Lovely. We come all the way back through center, palms up, so thumbs back. Take a little twist to the right, trying to keep the arms in line with the shoulders. Lovely. Hips stay pointing forwards. Come back to center. Round to the left. Beautiful. Come back to center. Straighten the legs. Lift the chest. Draw the thumbs back. And now soften the knees. Take a big hug. One arm wrapping on top of the other. As you round the back, straighten the legs, open the arms out nice and wide, thumbs back, little fingers up, lift the chest. Other arm wrapping on top this time as you soften your knees. Lovely. Knees stay soft. Reach the arms out. Take an inhale. Exhale, right arm up and over. Side stretch. We're going to do that again with the breath. Inhale to open the arms out nice and wide. Exhaling over to the left. Little push of the hips. Over. Lovely. Inhale through center. Exhale, take that little twist to the right. So hip points stay pointing forwards. Inhale through center. Exhale, little twist to the left. Inhale through center, straighten the legs, draw the thumbs back, and as you exhale, round the back, soften the knees, one arm wraps on top of the other. Give yourself a big hug. Straighten the legs, thumbs draw back, heart opens, chin lifts, and exhale, big hug. Lovely, once more, knees stay soft. Inhale, take the arms out. Last time, side stretching, right arm up and over, left fingertips reaching down. Inhale through center, thumbs up. Exhale, take that side stretch over to the right. Lovely. Inhaling through center. Take that little twist to the right. So it's not a big move. The arms aren't moving. You're moving from the waist. So hip points stay pointing forwards. Lovely. Inhale through center. Straighten the legs. Draw the thumbs back. Big hug. Give yourself a big hug. Fingertips meeting the shoulder blades. And then last time, straighten the legs. Open up through the heart. And give yourself a big hug, other arm wrapping on top. This time we'll take the arms out to the side, straighten the legs. And this time we'll bring the hands behind you so you can interlace them, resting your thumbs on your lower back there. Think about just drawing the elbows towards one another. We can lift up through the chest. A little softness in the knees, that will squeeze the bottom. You can lift the chin if you wish. Lovely. I'm going to take an inhale, and as you exhale, take a forward fold, but keep the thumbs where they are. So we're going to keep the hands resting on the low back, just squeezing the shoulder blades together. You can stay there, or if the shoulders feel okay, release the arms to come all the way up and over. Little finger edge of the hand leading the way. Beautiful. Let's all just bring the thumbs back to rest on your lower back, and then bringing your fingertips to the floor, we'll walk our way back into that downward dog. Lovely. Shifting the weight into your left leg. Let's take the right leg up and back. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, step that right foot forward. Give it a hand if it doesn't quite get there. And we'll drop the back knee. So we're ready for a low lunge. Sweeping the arms forwards and up. Palms face forwards. As you exhale, we're going to cactus the arms. Elbows draw down. Fingers nice and wide. Lovely. Inhale, sweep the arms forwards and up. Draw the elbows back and down, open up through the chest. Lovely. You can look up or keep the gaze neutral. Once more, inhale. And exhale. So this time we're going to draw the arms all the way back behind you and once more interlace them. So knuckles draw down, heart opens, maybe chin lifts. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to lean the body forwards. You can keep your thumbs resting on your bottom. You can pull the knuckles back behind you. Firm up through the belly, press into that front foot. Now you can stay there or tuck your back foot under and lift the back knee. We're not collapsing, we're pressing the floor away. Lovely, beautiful. Take one more inhale wherever you are. And as you exhale, hands frame that front foot. Lovely. You're going to step back into a downward dog. We've got the option to take a child pose, stay in your downward dog and walk out the feet or come into a little vinyasa. Inhale, heart pulls forwards to plank. Keep looking forwards as you drop to your knees and then bring your chest down between your hands. Flatten your feet. Lift your chest forwards and up. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Little baby cobra. And as you exhale, come all the way down. Lovely. Tuck the toes under. And as you inhale, either come onto all fours or push up into plank. And as you exhale, all the way back into that downward dog. Again, you can have a little pedal out there. You can take a moment in child pose, have a little rest and join us when you wish. Let's try the other side. So shifting the weight into right foot this time, left leg leading, lifting up as you inhale. And as you exhale, let's step that foot forwards, give it a hand if it doesn't quite get there. And we'll drop the back knee. Lovely. Ready for those little cactus arms. So sweep the arms forwards and up as you inhale. Keep the fingers spread as you exhale. Draw the elbows down, heart lifting. Lovely. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, elbows draw down. Oh, nice energy there. Beautiful. Once more, inhale. And exhale into that cactus. Just pause in that cactus. Just feel the elbows, tips of the elbows drawing back. And then we'll straighten the arms behind you so you can interlace the hands there. Lovely. So loop the shoulders down away from the ears. Tug your knuckles down towards the floor. You can stay there or begin to lift the arms just a little bit away from the low back. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, we shift the weight forward. So I'm looking just beyond that front big toe. I'm not collapsing there. I'm keeping my belly away from that front thigh by pressing into my front foot. Option to stay there or tuck the back foot under and lift the knee. Ooh, a little bit of balance. Beautiful. So it's almost like a straight line with the crown of the head all the way down towards the heel. Lovely long diagonal line. Lovely. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, let's bring the hands down. Frame the foot. Beautiful. Step back into your downward dog. Again, options. Have a child pose. Walk out the feet. Or join me in a little flow. Inhale. Heart pulls forwards to plank. And as you exhale to lower, you might keep your knees lifted or drop them down first to the earth. Lovely. Flatten the feet. Inhaling into that little baby cobra, heart beaming forwards, elbows tucked in. Exhale as you lower. Lovely, tuck the toes. Inhaling onto all fours or straight up into plank. And as you exhale, downward facing dog. Oh, beautiful. I put the heating on this morning. I should have turned it off. Let's take the feet wide. Drop down onto all fours, keeping your knees nice and wide. Point the big toes towards one another and sink hips down towards heels. Slide the arms forwards. Make the sides of the body as long as you can. And once more, breathe into the back of the body, sending the shoulder blades left to right. Back of the heart opening. Now you can stay there. Again, if you want to add a more benign stretch there, in our gentle thread needle, we feed the left arm under the right. Coming on to the side of the shoulder there, trying to roll that top armpit open. You might feel a little stretch in the inner thigh. Beautiful, as well as between the shoulder blades. And then we'll change arms, so feed that left arm forwards, and then we slide the right arm underneath. If that's not for you, you can stay in that lovely wide leg child pose, maybe support your head on your hands if you're feeling a little bit lacking in energy today. Lovely. And then we'll reach both arms forwards. Beautiful. And then let's draw ourselves back onto all fours, bringing your knees under your hips. Walk the arms forwards. Take an inhale as you shift the body forwards. And as you exhale, we're going to lower all the way down onto our bellies. But this time, we're going to bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, coming into Sphinx pose. You might need to pick up one leg and then the other to stretch them back behind you. So palms and forearms are parallel to each other. If this is too much, take your elbows forwards and wider so you're lessening that intensity of your back bend. So whatever we're doing, we're getting the sensation of pulling your elbows back towards the side of the ribs, pressing your hips down into the floor, and getting a lovely sense of stretch from your belly button all the way up to the top of your throat. Breathing, breathing. Lovely, it's a beautiful pose, Sphinx pose. Let's take one more breath there. Lovely. And as you exhale, let's take the elbows nice and wide, stack the hands, bring your forehead to rest on your hands, coming down into crocodile. And from there, I'm going to take a little quad stretch and add on another little heart opening back bend. So lots of options here as we bring the right heel in towards your right buttock and just reach the right hand back for a little quad stretch. So catching hold around the top of the foot or just hooking your fingers in your trousers there. We're bringing the heel towards the bottom. So the knees aren't together, but they're at least parallel there. And if you want a little bit more, we're pressing the hips into the floor and thinking about lengthening your knee away from the top of your hip. So runners in the room might feel this quite deeply, stretching out through that big thigh muscle there. So we can stay there, or we can add on coming into that little kind of half locust position. So if you want a little bit more, lengthen that left arm forwards with the palm flat to the floor and just lift the chest. So you're looking just beyond the left fingertips. Now I like to change the position of my hands here. I like to hold onto the inside of that right foot. So my thumb is just alongside my big toe. And then if you wish to add on the back bend, you lift the chest. Think about pressing the top of the foot into your hand and lift from the top of the hips. You're lifting your thigh from the floor. It's a strong pose, so you can always just lift the chest and keep the thigh on the floor. If you're with me in that half bow pose, half locust, so take an inhale. And as you exhale, slowly bring the thigh back down. Let go of the foot, stack the hands. And you can just rest the legs down, take a moment in crocodile pose, or bend the knees, flip the toes up towards the ceiling and have a little windscreen wiper from side to side. Whatever you're doing, just have a breath or two there, and then we'll try that on the other side. So when you're ready, we'll lengthen the legs back if you were taking that little windshield wiper. So this time it's the left heel coming in, left arm reaching back, catching hold of your foot. And again, the knees are parallel, maybe not touching, but if you've taken that leg out to the side, draw that knee back parallel to the other. Knees about hip width apart there. So you're pressing your hips down, elongating from top of hip to knee. So I've not lifted my thigh from the floor. So if you're quite open in your hips, then the more you're pressing your hips down, the deeper the stretch. So we can come into that little half bow pose by reaching the right arm forwards, palm flat to the floor. And we'll keep the thigh on the floor as you just lift your chin, lift your chest. So you're looking just towards your right fingertips there. So if you want a little bit more, I like to flip my hands so I'm holding the inside of my foot, thumb alongside big toe, and then pressing foot into hand, I lift the thigh from the floor, lifting both ends. So I'm lifting my chest and I'm lifting my thigh. Again, it's a strong back bend, so if that's not for you, keep the thigh on the floor. Lovely. Take one more inhale. If you're with me, exhale, lower that thigh down. Beautiful. Let the leg go. Coming back for a couple of breaths, either to crocodile or taking a couple more of those little windshield wipers to release any tension from the back and the hips. And then we'll lengthen both legs back behind you. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Come up onto all fours. Try taking a moment in a lovely cat pose. Just again, a nice counter pose for those little back bends. And then tucking the toes under. Join me in a downward facing dog. And this time from your downward dog, we're going to walk your feet forwards, bringing your toes just behind your wrist, back into that forward fold, softening the knees. Again, you can take that little sway from side to side if you wish. Lovely. And then letting go of elbows, keeping that rounding of the back. We're going to slowly, slowly roll our way up to stand. Beautiful. I'll come round to face you. So feet are about hip width apart. You're going to take the right arm all the way up towards the ceiling and really reach up. So you're getting that lovely sense of stretch through the right side. Soften the knees, look down towards your left foot. And that's where you're going to reach over. So you're going to reach that arm over on the diagonal, getting a lovely stretch through the back of the heart. Circle the arm all the way up towards the ceiling, palm up. And then take a little side stretch over to the left. Lovely. Reaching the arm all the way up. And then bringing the hand all the way back down. Lovely. Left side. Inhale, reach up. Looking to the right, reach over on the diagonal as you exhale. And then inhale, palm turning up as you reach that arm all the way up. And exhale all the way over into that lovely side stretch. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. One more. Right arm lifting. Inhale. Look to the left as you reach over on the diagonal, stretching the back of the heart. Palm leads the way. Big breath in as you reach up. And exhale, bump the hips over to the right. Lovely. Inhale through center. Exhale, arm lowering. Last time, inhaling up. Exhaling as you look to the right and reach that arm all the way over on the diagonal. Palm leads the way. Inhaling. Last time, it's that little side bend. Lovely. Inhale as you reach both arms, that left arm up. Exhale and release. Beautiful. Let's bring the hands together at the heart. We're going to be stepping our right leg back first. So if you need to adjust yourself on your mat, you can do that now. Lovely. So think about, again, heart and thumb meeting, lifting breastbone towards thumbs, softening the shoulders, lengthening the tailbone down towards your heels. That lovely grounding, open mountain pose. Beautiful. Roots to rise, so soften the knees, release the arms. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, let's come down into a lovely forward fold. So heart leading the way, arms out to the side or straight in front of you. Coming up halfway as you inhale, hands to floor, shins or thighs, heart pulling forwards. And exhale as you release, crown of head to floor. Bend the knees, inhale, root to rise, arms all the way out and up. Exhale, hands to heart, heart meeting thumbs. Lovely. Once more, bend the knees. Inhale, arms lifting all the way up. Arms out to the side or straight in front of you. Straight in front of you is sometimes more comfortable if you've got tight shoulders. Inhale, lifting up halfway. And this time as you exhale, plant the hands, bend the knees, and we'll stride the right leg back, turning the toes in, toes out, heel in. So ready for a warrior two. So adjusting the position of that front foot to the middle of the mat. Then as you inhale, we're going to sweep the arms all the way up, big windmill, and exhale as you come into your lovely warrior two. So take a moment to get comfortable. You can always slightly pigeon toe that back foot, turning your toe in and heel out if you're tight in the hips there. Beautiful. Front foot pushing forwards, back foot pressing back. Lovely. So we're going to bring the arms behind you and interlace them just as we've been doing. So we're lovely openness through the chest. So draw the knuckles down and we'll turn the chest slightly towards the inside of your front thigh, your left thigh there. I'm going to take a little hinge forwards. So thumbs could stay resting on the low back, or you could lift the arms away, pulling the knuckles towards the wall behind you. Lovely. Now inhale, come all the way back up. Release the arms, square up through the chest, back into your warrior two. Lovely. Inhale. Exhale as you bring the hands behind you, interlace them. Inhale, turn the chest on the diagonal. And as you exhale, we take that little dip forwards towards the left inner thigh. Lovely. Arms might lift. Knuckles draw you up and back as you inhale. Exhale, release the arms, square up through the chest. Beautiful. Just once more. Inhale. Exhale as you bring the hands behind. Lovely. Inhale as you turn the chest, strong in the legs. Exhale, take that little dip. So we're bowing down, it's called a humble warrior. Inhale, knuckles draw you all the way up and back. Exhaling into your warrior two. Lovely. Reverse your warrior this time. Inhaling, left arm arcs all the way up and back. And as you exhale, we're going to come back into our warrior two. Hands coming to hips. Turning the toes forwards as you straighten both legs from a nice wide leg position. Think about pointing the elbows towards the wall behind you. Lift up through the chest, take an inhale. Exhale, heart leads the way as we come down into a forward fold. Bringing the hands down to the floor. You can bend your knees, you can adjust the position of your feet. Again, turning your toes in and your heels out ever so slightly will give you a little bit more space in your lower back. We're going to walk the hands forwards underneath the shoulders. So think about, again, heart coming forwards. You've got a lovely long back. Right arm lifting up as you inhale. You can look towards the hand or keep the gaze down. And as you exhale, we'll bring the hand down to the floor. Lovely. Left hand lifted, coming into a little twist. Exhale, release. Now, so do that once more. If your fingers are turning white from the pressure on your hands, draw the weight back into your heels a little way. Take the pressure off your wrists and your fingers there. Lovely. One more. Left side. And exhale. Beautiful. So you can stay there. Some of you might enjoy that stretch. Or walk your hands even further forwards. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, think about drawing your weight back towards your heels. So it's like a wide leg downward dog. Lovely stretch for the side body, lovely stretch for the hamstrings. If it's too much, you can always bend your knees and walk your hands back a little bit closer towards your feet. Beautiful. Lovely. Let's walk the hands back underneath your shoulders. just lift your chest ever so slightly, giving blood pressure a chance to adjust. Soften the knees. Bring one hand to the thigh and then the other hand to the thigh. Roll your way up. And then we'll simply change the position of our feet. So we're going to turn the right foot out. You can slide that left heel away. I like to do that because it kind of softens that back hip a little bit. And then we'll bring the arms out into that lovely warrior two. So take a moment to get your feet in the right position. And if you can see yourself on the screen, I just put a sight of myself kind of leaning forward there. So think about that lovely line, head over heart, heart over hips. Beautiful. Are we ready for that little humble warrior? So we'll inhale in our warrior. Exhale as you bring the hands behind you. Lovely. Draw the knuckles down. Inhale, we turn the chest on the diagonal. And as you exhale, we're coming down to the inside of that inner thigh. Might be a long way or a little way, and then we might lift the arms up. Lovely. Knuckles draw you up as you inhale. And we square up through the chest as we release the arms back into that warrior. Lovely. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands come behind you. Oh, it's strong in the legs as well, isn't it? Turn the chest as you inhale. As you exhale, we're trying to come to the inside of that right inner thigh. Try not to drop the head. Inhale, knuckles draw you all the way up. Exhaling back into your warrior. Should we do that once more? Yay! Inhale, our thighs will thank us. Exhale. Lovely. Turn your chest. Inhale, last time. So as you exhale, you might be lifting the arms away from your low back. You might keep them resting on your lower back. Choice is yours. Inhale. Exhaling into your warrior. Are you ready to reverse your warrior? Right arm lifting this time as you inhale. And as you exhale, let's come back into our warrior two. So we've got lots of options now. Hands come to hips as we turn all 10 toes forwards. So option to keep the hands resting on the hips, squeeze the elbows together, lift up through the chest. Option spine a little bit for shoulders. You can interlace the hands behind you. Draw the knuckles down, take an inhale. And as you exhale, we drop forwards into that forward fold and the arms might lift up and over. We've done a lot on the shoulders today, guys. So if it's too much, keep the hands resting on your low back or bring the fingertips down to the floor. Beautiful. If, like me, you've got your arms lifted, let's slowly release hands to low back. And then we'll all bring hands down to the floor if they're not there already. Walk the hands forward so you're elongating through the back body, chest and heart coming forwards. Beautiful. Right arm lifting. Inhale. Take that little twist. Try and keep the hips facing forwards. And as you exhale, bring the hand down. Lovely. So again, keep the weight coming forward slightly as the left arm peels up. And exhale. So this time, right arm lifting. Inhale. And this time as you exhale, let's see if we can bring the palm of your hand onto your low back. And you can feel there if your low back is nice and flat as we try and rotate the chest, maybe the gaze up towards the ceiling there. So you're drawing that top shoulder back. Keep the weight slightly forwards. Beautiful. Let's take an inhale as we release the arm up. And bring the hand down as you exhale. Lovely. Left arm leading this time. Inhale. Exhale, hand comes to the low back. So you're trying to keep the back as flat as you can. So the pelvis isn't shifting too much. We're instead getting that rotation through the upper back as you turn the chest. Woo! Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bring the hand down. Again, if you've had enough, you can come into a child pose. We're going to join you there. Or last little bit, walk the arms forwards. Even further, drop your weight back into your heels, stretch out through the side body, let the head go. Beautiful. And then if you're with me, you're in that wide leg downward dog. Let's all just walk the hands back under the shoulders, lift the chest. Beautiful. And then toe, heel, the feet towards one another until they're hip width apart. Soften the knees. Slowly, slowly roll your way up to stand. Inhaling at the top as you sweep the arms all the way out and up. As you exhale, bring the hands to the heart, pause, close the eyes. Take a moment just to allow the body to readjust, blood pressure to readjust. We were in that sort of forward folding inversion for quite some time there, so let everything adjust there. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, blinking the eyes open, Soften the knees, root to rise. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way out and up. And as you exhale, let's take that forward fold last time. So heart drawing forwards, widening the arms or taking them forwards level with the shoulders. Inhaling as you lift up halfway. And as you exhale, take 2 big steps back into your downward dog. So by all means, take a child pose, stay in your downward dog. Or last little bit, let's bring the heart forwards, coming into plank pose. Lovely. You're going to turn onto you're going to flip both feet onto your right. So you're turning to the right. Lovely. So you can always bring the underneath knee down as we come into a side plank. Lifting the left arm up, so you can always bring the knee down for a little bit of support there. So if you can lift that top hip a little higher, bring the crown of the head forwards, take one more inhale, and as you exhale, come back to center. Lovely. So this time we're dropping the heels to the left. You can always bring that underneath knee down as you reach the right arm up, lifting that top hip, crown of head and heart coming forwards. Lovely. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, let's come back down into that plank pose. Come down onto one shin and then the other shin and take a child pose. Now we've done a lot for shoulders. So what you might want to do is feed both arms alongside you, turning your palms up towards the ceiling and just let the shoulders roll forwards there. Forehead might find the floor. If your head is floating horribly in space, you can pop your cushion or your blanket underneath your forehead, or simply bring your hands underneath your head there. Child pose should feel a pose where we feel comfortable, and if you're not comfortable, then you can always come up to seated with your eyes closed. If this really isn't a pose that works for you, it doesn't for everybody. Lovely. Oh, let the breath settle. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly find our way back up to sitting on your heels. Momentarily, we'll drop the bottom to one side, extend the legs, give them a little bit of a bounce. I'm disappointed teacher Milu hasn't joined us today. He was already at the beginning of the class. Let's keep the softness at the knees there. You might want to slide the flesh of your buttocks out to the side there, so you're right up on your sitting bones. Lifting up nice and tall. Let's take an inhale. Gather the arms up, and as you exhale, let's come into a lovely forward fold. Beautiful, beautiful. Let it feel easy, so there's no sense of straining or pulling there. So bend your knees as much as you need to there. And take a couple of generous breaths there. Forward fold's lovely to help us ground at the end of the class. Calming. Lovely. So when you're ready, we'll walk the hands back, lifting up through the spine. So we'll keep the legs outstretched, a little bit of variety there. So we'll reach the arms all the way up, take an inhale. And as you exhale, I'm going to take a little twist to the right. So you're going to bring the left hand to the outside of that right leg. I'm going to use the back of my hand just for a little bit of traction there. And it's quite hard. We're using, again, those deep postural muscles of the spine, so I'm not collapsing. I'm sitting up nice and tall, taking that twist all the way up through the back of my body, maybe my head turning, bringing it up into the neck. Lovely. Slowly release, come all the way back through center. Inhale, gather the arms up. Take a nice breath in. We're going to come over to the left. So again, back of my right hand, I'm going to come to my outer thigh. Just again, for a little bit of traction to help draw my body round. I'm not slumping, I'm sitting forwards and up. So again, we're using those muscles that run deeply alongside our spine, those deep postural muscles there. Lovely. Slowly coming back to seated, back to center. I'm going to cross the legs. So coming back as we started to that cross-leg position. If you're desperate to lie down, feel free to lie down. If you want to keep the legs outstretched, feel free to keep the legs outstretched. Beautiful. Bring the right hand to the floor. Inhale, take the left arm up. And as you exhale, take a really easy side bend. And think about softening the elbows there. Let the fingertips of that top arm just drift down towards the floor. Lovely. Easy breaths there. Inhale through center. And as you exhale, let's take it over to the other side. So moving really slowly now. Slowing the movements down, softening the movements. Lovely. Inhaling up through center. And as you exhale, hands just drifting down to the tops of your knees, or one hand resting on top of the other in your lap. And if you've had enough of sitting upright and you want to lie down, feel free to lie down. Let's close the eyes in whatever position you've chosen, lying down or joining me in a comfortable seated position. Finding a nice upright posture if you're seated. Feeling a heaviness, a softness around the shoulders, a softness of your face. And never being afraid to move the position of your hands if you find your shoulders getting tired, your arms getting tired. Bring the awareness back into your breath. And let's take a deep inhale together through the nose. And release the breath as you exhale. Feel the weight dropping down into your sit bones or your back body if you're lying down. And this time as you inhale, inhale from the crown of your head down to your heart. And exhale from your heart down into the ground. Maybe feel the hips release. And then inhaling up from the ground and up to your heart. Feel the spine lengthen. And exhaling up from your heart, right to the crown of your head. Inhaling, visualizing that breath from the crown of your head to your heart space, your heart center. And then exhaling from your heart down into the ground. Inhaling up from the ground and up to your heart. And exhaling up from your heart to the crown of your head. One more round. Inhaling from the crown of the head down to your heart space. And exhaling, dropping the breath from your heart down to the ground. Inhaling up from the ground, up to your heart space. And then exhaling up from the heart to the crown of your head. Allow the breath to settle. Bring one hand and then the other to rest on your heart space. And take 3 deep breaths there, breathing into the space beneath your hands. And the Hatha chakra, your heart space. The word means unbroken. A lovely analogy when we so often associate heartbreak or broken hearts. No. In yoga, it's unbroken. It's strong. When you're taking that last breath, just release your fingertips down to the floor alongside you. If you're lying down, feel free to stay there. Turning the palms up towards the ceiling, take a deep breath in as you reach the arms up on the diagonal, open your heart, lifting your chest for one last time, and exhale, bringing the hands to the heart, the chin to the chest. And I leave you with these lovely words, Maya Angelou. Open your eyes to the beauty around you. Open your mind to the wonders of life. Open your heart to those who love you. And always be true to yourself. So namaste. Thank you for sharing the love. Thank you. My heart to yours. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for coming on this Valentine's Day.
Thank you.
Lovely to see
Thank you,
you
Helen.
this morning.